Hey, it's Tina Forsyth. I help experts turn their IP into certification and licensing programs. And today I want to talk about the three types of business models for experts and coaches who are looking to scale. Now, each of these models fits into the category of how can you work less, but still serve more people? How can you continue to create more income, continue to grow and scale your business without all of it landing on your plate, right? Because, of course, as an expert, I know this is true as part of my own journey too. We hit a point where there's only so much of us to go around, and there's only so much we can do with our current model. So, what are our options for scaling? And with each of these models, I want to share with you the pros and cons as well. So, the first model is the membership model. Now, what's beautiful about the membership model is a couple of things. First and foremost, it fits into the recurring revenue side of things. And of course, you might hear people talking about this often, like to create recurring revenue is a really, really great thing. The idea of having consistent monthly revenue coming into your business, that's a dreamy thing, I dare say, for all of us as business owners. And so the membership model, as your membership continues to grow and you have more and more people in there and they're paying consistently month to month, that's a beautiful business model to be able to provide that consistency for you. Likewise, it's often a lower entry point, meaning you're charging a lower amount, which makes it an easier yes for people. And I dare say, even right now in our current economic climate, the time I'm recording this video, is towards the end of 2024. There's just a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of upheaval. People are taking longer to make buying decisions. To have a lower priced option for them as something they can plug into is a wonderful thing. It's a good thing at any time, but it can be an especially good thing in an economic climate like this. Now, the cons of a membership, you can have high churn, right? The biggest challenge with the membership is what is going to keep people in there so they will continue to pay month to month, right? Versus what's going to have people cancel. That's the strategy of your membership. That's the heartbeat of your membership is, okay, what's going to keep people in? What's going to make it sticky? Because ideally, you're growing over time. More and more and more members means more people you're serving, more income for you in the business versus, all right, a bunch of people come in, then a bunch of people leave. And a bunch of people come in and a bunch of people leave. That's where memberships can become very challenging. Likewise, memberships do require a strong ongoing marketing engine, right? So if you want to continue to grow your membership over time, you either need some consistent ongoing marketing and or some really good launch strategies to bring that influx of people into your membership. So the second thing I want to talk about is coaching groups. And again, all of these models fit into that kind of one-to-many category, right? Where you are doing the work once and you're able to serve more people. Coaching groups, of course, financially have a higher ticket value. So higher ticket value than memberships and maybe other types of offers out there. And the coaching groups, again, fit into that one-to-many category. It's also a way for you to work deeper with the people that you want to serve. So coaching groups, of course, can range anywhere from like maybe 3, 6 months, a year long, variations of that. And again, it's you being able to do your coaching in a format where instead of one-on-one calls all the time filling up your calendar, which if you're a coach, that may be part of your experience already, that you are coaching in, you're having group coaching calls, you're having other ways that you're serving people in that leveraged format. So there's a lot of value that way. The cons and the things to be aware of with a coaching group is you need to make sure that people are getting results from your program. Right? You need to be very strategic about what is the promise of the program. How are you supporting people? What exactly are they getting? How are they going to get there? I would say that the downfall of coaching programs, and again, you may hear some of this out there in the online space where people feel burned by coaching programs, right? Not by all of them by any means, but when there's a huge, huge promise and that's not coming to light for the people who are going through, or for, say, the majority of people who are going through your coaching groups or being a part of your programs, that can cause issues. There's a reputation risk. There's various things at play there, right? So you need to make sure that your coaching groups are structured in a way that people are actually going to be able to get the results if they do the work. This is not about guaranteeing them anything, of course, from coaching. They need to still show up and do the work, but it needs to be very clear and very structured and very, strategic in that sense. One of the second things that's a con with coaching groups too is that people still want you. Right now, and it's a great thing in the sense of being leveraged. They want you in a group format, et cetera. But as you continue to grow and grow over time, even that can still be exhausting. I know a lot of coaches with leverage programs like this. They can be amazing programs, but they still find themselves stuck in the space of, okay, one to many, lots of people in here, but now all these people want and need a piece of me, right? That people want only them for their coaching and they don't maybe want other people, or it's a challenge to be able to bring in other types of support and such to really, really help people. And then you're feeling really kind of obligated and connected to even more and more of the success of even more and more people, which can become a stress point, right? Again, if a coaching group is structured not perfectly, structured well and strategically and such, you can build in other ways, associate coaches and various people too. But a lot of coaching groups are very personal branded, right? They want you. People are coming in because they want you. And so you just need to be aware and ready with that. And of course, the third one, you won't be surprised to hear me say this, the third business model is the certification and licensing model. And what's great about the certification licensing model is when you've worked hard to create your methodologies, your frameworks, your IP, your way of doing things, it's where you train and license and certify other people to take what you've created, and they get to utilize and deliver it themselves. So part of what I love about the certification model is it's actually taking all of the delivery work off your plate. Or it can. People will definitely have certification with other types of models too. It may not be the only thing you offer. But when you build a certification and you're certifying other people, they are now the ones being hired to go do the work. You may not even have to show up at all. So there's some beauty in the sense of your own time and energy required for delivering on your frameworks and your methodologies. There's also recurring revenue in certification too. So as far the way that I teach it, and one of the stands I take on certification is absolutely people should be paying at least annual renewals for your, to renew their certification, their licensing. There's other ways to build in even monthly revenue that may come into play with certain types of offers. There can be royalties, there can be commissions, there can be some really great financial aspects to the certification and licensing model that again they're beneficial for the people you're certifying as well as you, right? It's a real win-win model in that sense. Now, the cons of the certification model, there's a couple of things to be aware of and consider. First is, yes, there is a risk to certification, meaning if you certify people and they're going out there in the world under your brand, using your IP, and they're not representing you well, or, if I can say it very clearly, they suck at what they're doing, that's a risk to your reputation. And that's a big one that comes up for a lot of people when we're connecting around certification. Now, the good news is you really can mitigate that risk when you strategically design the training and the program so that people are being trained well and they actually are prepared and ready to do the work on your behalf to represent your brand. That's a part of it. That's a huge part of mitigating that risk. And likewise, you want to have the legal protections and such and in play as well. So it is a risky model, but when done well, it's actually not a super risky model. Another piece of certification to consider is you are in a way creating your own competition. And this is another one that comes up for people sometimes is, oh my gosh, if I give people my stuff and I'm still offering my stuff too, they're going to be competing with me, essentially. And in a way, that's true, right? Like the only way to have no competition around your stuff is for you to be the only one that utilizes it and delivers it. And of course, that's great. You can do that through memberships. You can do that through coaching groups, all of that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's an awareness that how is certification fitting into your business model at large? How is it complementing it? How is it potentially maybe getting in the way of some of the other things that you're doing? Again, you just want to be strategic and thoughtful and purposeful around what the impact is on in a way, creating your own competition through the certification model. So I'm curious, I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and leave a comment with this video. Which of these three models is most maybe attractive or appealing to you? If you have operated through any of these models, like through the membership, the coaching group, or certification and licensing, what have you found most beneficial? Or maybe what are any challenges or questions that you might have around that? And, here's the thing, when you are at this certain stage of having built a foundation already in your business, having proven what you do works, and you're ready to step into that next level, you're ready to scale, I just want to applaud you for that, right? A little high five. Because really, it's hard work to get here. And now, as you're looking at and exploring this next level, so many opportunities around that and so many different ways to create success where you are able to continue to reach more people, make more money, but not have to work as much. And if you're curious about certification, go ahead and click the link here with this video for the Ready, Set, Certify quiz. That'll help you identify if you're ready for certification and what the next steps are for you in that process. All right, until next time, take care. Bye now.